Well, it would be that time in business to burn the boats. Now, if you're not familiar with that expression, it is referenced back to an old military term back in the days of warships and all the rest, where when an invading country or an invading force would go somewhere and they were going there to conquer, they would potentially, and I don't know how true the legend is, but the idea is that they would pull up on wherever it was that they were going to conquer. They would burn the boats, which meant they had no retreat possible. They had to succeed. And so this concept gets used quite a bit in business, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what that looks like because I'm about to do the exact same thing. Now, depending on where you are, and a lot of us in different areas of our life have backup plans. And it's kind of ingrained into us that you should always have sort of a plan B, something to fall back on. I mean, this is the very idea of where financial savings comes from, is that you've got a rainy day fund, that you've got a bit of spare cash just in case something goes wrong. You've got a plan B option. Well, when it comes to business, it can actually be a bad way to conduct things and a bad way to set yourself up. Now, here's why. If you have the main thing that you're focusing on in your business, and then you have 3 or 4 little side businesses or other things that are your backup plans, then they require a certain level of work to maintain or to put in place or set up. Now, most people, including myself, set up or have set up plan B options while we're in the midst of trying to grow our plan A option. And if you are really honest, the time would be much better spent just building plan A than to have a plan B, plan C, just in case plan A doesn't come off. The problem is, while we're so distracted with plan B and C backup contingencies, we forget to put enough work into plan A. And of course we need our backups because the main thing doesn't work. We haven't put enough time in because we're distracted. And so if you're in the earlier stages of growing a business or setting a business up, then you need to do your research to make sure that you're in the right industry. There is growth potential. The product or the service that you have has a need and a market, and there is some form of market fit that you can make it work. And a great one is to see if there are other people in your industry doing a very similar thing that are making money. If they can, then you can. Then burn your boats. Cut off all your plan B options and put all of your waking moment efforts into your plan A. Now, for some of you, you will recognize the channel that this is going to be posted on is the Business Growth Project. Now, because of one of the business people that I look up to, being Alex Hormozi, I've got a lot of value out of the content that he has put out. Because he got involved in Skool, the Skool platform, which is where we've been hosting training and material for the Business Growth Project, I have decided that I would sort of jump on board with that. And about 2 months in, I realized I approached this completely wrong. Skool is a great platform if you are the one who is starting a business and that's going to be your plan A. I created myself a plan B, not as a backup, but I thought it would be another fun project to do. And I'm sure it will be in time. However, I cannot dedicate enough time to make it great, so I shouldn't do it. So this, therefore, is the announcement to say I am burning that boat for now. I'll rebuild the boat later when it's time. But for now, it is time to burn that boat. I am going to be pulling all of what I've done on Skool, and I'll simply keep everything uploaded onto YouTube, and the content that I make and the training that I make and all the rest will be available for free on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. So those platforms are free, so they can stay there. The Skool one, because it's paid, I kind of need to do something with it, and I've got a lot going on in trying to grow our off-grid solar company. And so in doing that, I need to put all my effort into that. And so I will still do some limited coaching for people that need it as they want, but it will be via a either an email or a contact form that I will link in our actual homepage on YouTube. So if you go to our actual channel, in the description of the channel, there will be a link there. And also you can contact me through the Facebook group, and you can get in touch with the Business Growth Project there and request help or counselling. It's a little bit tired. I've just done an 8-hour or 6-hour drive to get here. I've got a big week ahead of me. Anyway, that aside, coaching. I don't do counselling. I can do business coaching. I cannot do, well, I probably can do counselling, but I'm not a certified counsellor, and I don't really want to get into that space. Not yet. Well, maybe not ever. Anyway, all of that faux pas aside, I can help you with the business stuff. And I hope this helps. I hope this lets you see that even further down the business track than maybe where you currently are, you still have to make those burning the boats decisions. Cut off your escape plans, cut off your backup plans, because they chew up time, effort, energy, thought process. They just chew up too much of your precious resource, which is time. You need the time to build your plan A. And so if I know anything about business, it is that our plan A's, our main businesses, take way more effort than we first consider and we first think. Back to something Alex talks about all the time, and I think it is brilliant, is when you get further down the track in business, you will shock yourself at how much work you're doing. Look back on where you started going, I can't believe I thought that the work I was doing at the start was enough. Like, I can't believe that I thought that little effort was actually going to get me there. I'm amazed I made it this far. And the further you go along, the more efficient you have to become with your time management, because you have so much more to do. It doesn't become less work, it becomes more. It doesn't become less stressful, it becomes more stressful. The mistakes go from being $10 or $100 mistakes to $10,000 or $100,000 mistakes. And so everything just gets bigger and more stressful, but you develop the character to be able to withstand that better. This is why people who have really successful businesses look like they've got it all together. They've just been beat up so many times, they're used to it. And that's what you've got to get used to when it gets into business. Don't have the false and misguided idea that it's just going to end up being smooth sailing once you get past the first hiccups. The challenges and hiccups just get bigger. And so it's not to scare anyone off, but just have a realistic expectation that you are going to have to put in the work all the time until you you get to the point that you want it to grow to. Now, some people want to grow to, just enough to sort of be 150% of their working wage, and that's enough for them. And if that's all your plan is, go for it, and you'll get to a point where you can back off. For a lot of us who get into business, the business bug bites, and you start to enjoy being in business, and then you start really wondering how far you can push this, how far you can play the game. And for those of us that are down that rabbit hole, understanding that the work will never end is actually okay, because we love the work. We love what it is. It's hard. It's challenging, but it's challenging because it's going to make something of you more than what you are today. You're going to have to step up and become stronger. You're going to have to be able to deal with more stress. You're going to have to understand interpersonal relationships. You're going to have to learn communication. You're going to become better at a bunch of skills you don't currently have. You will become a better person through this process, and that's the bit I love about it. There's many bits I love, but that is a really big driver as to why I keep pushing, even on the days where I have major mental struggles, just going, maybe I should just quit. And I heard someone very successful talk about this, and they said, if you don't get to the point where you wonder what it's all for and maybe you should just quit on a semi-regular basis, then you're not pushing hard enough. You should be challenging yourself and pushing so hard that you're like, I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe I shouldn't do this. What am I doing? And then you go back and you think through your logical process and go, right, I know I'm in the right industry. I've done my homework. I've done my market research. I know we've got product market fit. I know we have a customer base that we can reach if we do the right things. I know how to go and get leads. I know how to sell. All the fundamentals. It's like, I know all this. It will work. It's just, I'm just second guessing it just because it's hard. And that's okay. So this is, as I said, my notice to let you know that we are burning the boats. The Business Growth Project will be available on Facebook and on YouTube, but we will be closing down the Skool community because for now, that is not the right avenue for me to put my time and effort into. I will still be here to help any of you that need help. You can reach me primarily through the Facebook. It's going to be a better way. You can send messages. You can leave comments on YouTube. That's fine. And we will continue to produce content and put things out, maybe just not at the same rate that we have in the past. But at some point, I do plan on turning this into something a bit more full-time. I just don't have the bandwidth to do it at the moment while we're trying to grow and scale the off-grid business. So all that to be said, I've got some work to go and do. Have a great evening. I'll talk to you in the next video.